So what can you do to prepare for the upcoming recession for your small business, right? If you run a small business and you know the recession is coming, what should you do to protect yourself and maybe even at the end of the recession thrive from this recession? Let's get into it. So I actually made videos about the upcoming recession. The upcoming recession is a structural one. It's caused by so many different things. First of all, COVID, which caused a lot of governments to print a lot of money. So there's a lot of money floating around in the economy, and which eventually created all this inflation. And also there's the Russian invasion of Ukraine, which increased the energy price and also the food prices across the world. So this recession is structural, meaning that it is causing the economy to stagnate. The economy is going down. At the same time, inflation is going up. So when this happens, these type of recessions are very, very difficult to correct, meaning it will take a long time. We can look at many of the stagflation recessions in the past. For example, in the 1970s, the oil energy crisis. Those recessions tend to last a long time and cause a lot of pain, right? So in this video, I want to talk about what small business owners can do to protect themselves against this type of recession and how they can benefit even from this type of recession. All right, so let's get into it. So first of all, I don't know how many ideas I'm going to give you because it's just like coming out of my head, right? I think I'll give you at least 5, but maybe more. Let's go. So the first thing that you should do is always hope for the best but prepare for the worst, right? Maybe you don't feel it right now, right? Maybe you feel that, well, the orders are still coming in. Well, maybe it doesn't seem so bad, but I need to have this attitude, right? Hope for the best. Hopefully everything's okay, but you gotta prepare for the worst because it is coming. The recession is coming. A lot of businesses in North America, in Vietnam, they already feel the pain. They feel the pain that the orders are not coming in, the customers stop buying. They feel the pain already. This may happen to you. So you gotta prepare for the worst. You gotta have that mindset, all right? Hope for the best and prepare for the worst. That is the most important thing. Now, number 2. Number 2, the recession is gonna get worse, right? So what you should do is stop all your major expenditures. For example, maybe you're starting a new factory. Maybe now is not the time to do that, right? Because you don't know if the demand is going to be there in 6 months. Maybe the demand will go down because we are in a recession, right? People stop buying in a recession. So if you have any major expenditures in your business, maybe setting up a new factory, maybe hire another 20 people, or investing in a new technology, now maybe it's the time to slow it down, right? I'm not saying stop, but slow it down, right? You don't need to rush into it, because when you rush into a big spending while your customers stop buying, that is a huge risk. So slow it down. You don't have to rush into big spendings right now. So number 3, is that manage your debt, all right? Manage your debt. Because many businesses have debt, right? Maybe they have a line of credit with the bank. Maybe they have, working capital loans and stuff like that. Now is the time to manage your debt because the interest rate is going up, right? So if you have a lot of debt, that means your debt payment will go higher and higher and higher. That's going to eat into your profit. That's going to eat into your revenue. Eventually, it may get so bad that you will not be able to service your debt anymore. And when that happens, you know what happens. You go bankrupt, right? So you gotta be able to control your debt. Pay off your debt if you can. If you cannot pay off your debt, then at least look at what options you have to reduce the interest rate of your debt down, right? So let's say you're borrowing money from this bank and they ask for 12%. Maybe if you find another bank to service that debt, then maybe you can get down to 10% or 9%. So always try to reduce the interest rate on your debt. Number 4 is, you have to get creative at finding new customers, all right? And because we are in a recession, even though most countries don't say they're in a recession, but we really are in a recession right now. We're just entering into a recession. So what that means is a lot of companies, including a lot of your competitors, are not doing well as well. They probably are suffering. They're probably not getting the orders. They're probably not getting the orders from their customers. So they're suffering as much as you do. Now is the time to consider what you need to do to make your product and services more attractive to a smaller pie, because there's less number of buyers in total buying your products and services. Now you gotta be more attractive, you gotta be more creative, you gotta be able to appeal to smaller number of buyers, and you gotta think about how to take customers away from your competitors. Otherwise your company will have a reduced number of customers and revenue, and that may not be good for your business. So now's the time to think about what creative marketing ideas can get you more customers. Now's the time to think about what kind of products and services your customers really want. And with the recession, what customers want is value, right? What they really want is value. If I pay this much money, what you can give me, right? They want value. So what can you do to your products and services and make it more valuable to your customers? So they see a lot of value. If I pay this much money, I get this much. They see value and they will buy from you. Right now is the time to look at your product services and become creative with your marketing. Now, number 5. Now, if you're a company with a lot of cash, so you've been doing well in the last few years, all right, you have a lot of cash and the times are not going well, what should you do? Well, you should do what I do, which is now is the time to invest, because with the recession happening, the cost of everything is going down, meaning the cost of labor, the cost of finding employees, and there's the cost of buying equipment, the cost of acquiring raw material, the cost of everything is going down. Now is the time to buy. So this is kind of opposite to my previous suggestion, right? I told you to reduce your expenditure, but that's only if you have no money, right? But if you have a lot of money, then now is the time to expand, right? Because cost of everything's going down. Now you're gonna find bargains, and when everybody else is reducing and you are increasing, you are preparing yourself for the next wave of economic boom. So because after every recession there is an economic boom, right? There's an economic boom. Usually that economic boom lasts much longer than the recession. So what you should do is prepare yourself, increase your production capability now, so that when the economic boom happens, you're ready for it, right? So now is the time to invest. If you have the money. If you don't have the money, follow my previous rule, which is to reduce your expenditure. All right. Number 6. Number 6 thing you should do as a business. Again, this one is for companies that have a lot of cash, right? So now is the time to hire more people. This may sound very counterintuitive because everybody's laying people off. Like, there's a lot of companies laying people off. Like in North America, there's Meta, Microsoft, Google, Twitter. Pretty much every tech company is laying people off, but not only limited to tech companies. A lot of financial companies are laying people off as well. A lot of service companies are laying people off. And in Vietnam, you're seeing companies laying people off too, like VNG, like Lazada, Shopee, like Tiki, like Novaland, like real estate companies. A lot of companies are laying people off, and I know because I'm still recruiting, right? And I'm taking advantage of this current situation because all the companies are laying people off. Now is a good time to look for good talent, but there is a caveat to this, because when companies lay people off, they cut their shit, right? They don't lay off their best people, they lay off their shit. So you really have to be careful. You really have to pick and choose. You really have to filter. You really have to interview very well to find the few gems that have been laid off. Not everybody's going to be great because, again, companies lay off their shit. right? They lay off their fucktards. So there's gonna be a lot of fucktards in the marketplace for you to recruit and hire. But you gotta find the real gems, the real good ones, not the fucktards. Now's the time to look for talent. Now's the time to look for candidates that may become very, very beneficial to your company. I'm doing that right now. I'm like recruiting like crazy. I do probably like 10-20 interviews a week. I would say about right. So I want to do more because now is the time to hire. So this is again, if your company is in a position with a lot of cash in the bank, then this is what you can do. Take advantage of other people's pain and benefit from it. All right, so I gave you how many points now? 6 points. So if you're a business, right, this is what you can do. And also, just to throw in a few more, right, you can also look at distressed assets, right? So if you have a lot of money, there's going to be a lot of just distressed assets. In real estate, for example, a lot of people are dumping their office buildings, their apartments, their real estate holdings. I know, for example, there's one really nice office building in Ho Chi Minh City. They're distressed. The owner cannot pay the bank. They really need to sell it. So they're talking to me and I'm interested. We're just trying to figure out how to do it. So now is the time to find those kind of deals, right? So if you're a business, you're looking to buy more real estate, this is an option. Now is the time, because there's going to be a lot of people out there that need money and they need to sell off their assets, and you can probably buy it for cheap. That's what I'm doing. All right, so 6 or 7 things for you to consider what your business can do to survive or even thrive in this economic recession of 2023. Right, so take some fucking action, consider what you're gonna do in this recession, and don't be a fucktard.